CFG GameCast, episode number 96, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode on Saturdays and release it on podcast services like Apple, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and so much more. So show us some love. Give us a follow, a like, a comment, what have you on any of our podcast services that are out there, or go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to not miss an episode. I am Mr. CFG Games himself, Davis Green, and with me today are my two awesome co-hosts. I got Lex in the second seat. How you doing, my cyborg?
I'm doing better. I came back to streaming last night. I took the week off. I got a nasty cold, and it took me out for several days. But I am feeling better. I will mute when I have to cough. But yeah, no. I played some Visage last night, and that was nice.
Nice.
Yeah. I sadly am to a part where I probably shouldn't be playing. I felt okay last night playing with it. It's just now I'm having to use a camera flash, and if the lights are on in the room, I'm okay with that. It's when the lights are off and the flashing is happening in the game that I can't handle very well. I got stuck, and I was like, this is a good place to stop for the night. Let's call it. But yeah, Opie gave last night's several walkouts. She left she gave it a 10 out of 10 last night. She was out of this room. Yeah.
Oh.
Opie ran multiple times.
Is that freaky?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I've heard
it's a creepy game, dude. I've heard
a couple times. And Opie was like, nope, because she watches. So if you guys don't know, Opie watches, and she loves scary games. Like, she loves watching scary movies with me, too. But she'll watch. She has 2 monitors that she watches from. And she sees it as soon as I see it, unless she's watching it on delay. And sometimes I could tell she's bolted from the room because she's watching it on delay. And sometimes, so it's pretty funny. But yeah, she last night was like, she tried to bring Adam in here like 3 or 4 times. She's like, you need to come in.
You guys,
I can't be in here by myself. This is crazy. She up to it again. So
hey, that is crazy. That's pretty funny. Well, yeah. I knew Visage was going to be good. I know you said you wanted to do it a long time ago, but you were worried about the seizures. But apparently, it's not. It doesn't seem like it's stopping you to finish this game or to play this game. So
I got to the part where like the office, and I'm taking photos, and that wall does not have a light on it. And so what I was trying to do, because I don't have peripheral, was watch it on delay on my monitor turned down. If that makes sense. And so it's not as intense.
Oh, okay.
Basically, I just have a filter over it.
Would a colorblind mode work for something that's in that situation?
And I wish it would. But I'm not epileptic, so like it's hard to trigger me with lights. It can happen. It's usually a combo of sound and the like if there's like a hum, it's kind of like it puts me in a trance. But yeah, it's not too bad. We'll see. I think maybe I might have some help next week.
I got you.
In like a voiceover form, telling me where to go, because I don't think I'm going to be able to watch. We'll see. I don't know.
Okay, that's cool. Well, like
it's interesting that you say that too, because I watch Super Blind Man, and a lot of his streams contain somebody else that's helping him get through. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's really cool.
That's where
but like and the date night says the baby part on there totally wasn't creepy at all.
No, not
like
at all.
How was the baby like? Okay, you know what's funny? So like so anytime when you hear a creepy baby in these like horror games, I'm usually like no. But then when I saw now there's semi spoilers, but when I heard there was a baby sound, and you know exactly what I mean, in Resident Evil 8.
Yes.
And I was like,
no.
I was like, forget this game. I'm done. I was like, I'm done. Like, no, I'm not playing this. I'm not playing it. I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Not this time.
It's just you're this poor guy, like chase, like and that's what I was doing last night. And I'm like, all right, let me pick up this weird fetus thing. All right, whatever. Yeah.
That's
I was like, someone take my uterus. I don't want it anymore.
It's like, I don't need this stuff anymore. But you know who would also be going out of the room multiple times when watching this story, watching a horror game?
I know. His name is
5-star general of the itty bitty Smitty committee. I got Smitty on the third seat. What's up, buddy?
Yo, what is going on, y'all? It has been a heck of a week. I've been grinding out Final Fantasy VII remake, the intergrade / intermission.
So how
I've been playing it? Yeah. I'm digging it. Because again, you got to remember too, when I played this originally, it's been years since I played the original, and I never got to finish the original because my brother erased the save game. I was like on third disc. I was like on third disc.
So you're at
when
the
it
end.
happened.
Y'all don't know what discs are, but there used to be a thing called CDs.
Very similar to what we had, but yeah, that's what it was. And yeah, I'm enjoying playing that. I haven't gone back to RE yet. I'm taking a little bit of break. We've made some progression in Metal Gear Solid 5. That was great. Moving forward in the story on stream with that. So also my dad was in town for work, so I didn't stream last night. We just hung out. All the family was over and stuff like that. Played a little bit of games, ate some good food, drank some beers, and all that. So it's been fantastic. And then obviously all the E3 coverage from earlier in the week. I feel like that happened like months ago at this point.
I know, right? Like it feels like it's been so long, but really it was like 7 days ago. At the earliest, the latest was Tuesday. I'm like, golly, it doesn't feel like I'm so far removed from that show, but still, it was good. I mean, that's good, dude. It's good to hear that you're actually been moving up pretty well, so that with family and stuff. So awesome.
Yeah, no, it was a good week. It was a solid week. What about yourself, brother?
So like I was playing. So I started Ratchet and Clank this week, which is, I have to say, man, God, dude, like I don't know if it's a matter of how good Insomnia is making these platform games, because I mean, dude, they made Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and now they came back to inform with Ratchet and Clank, and then it's still new enough to be like its own kind of standalone game. But this game is fun. It's a real fun game. Like the prologue alone is just so good. It's involved in everything like that. It's just so great, great for the most part. So yeah, I mean, we were playing some Ratchet and Clank. We were checking all that stuff out. We we definitely were having some fun with it. Then after that, I did the Nintendo stream, reveal and stuff, which we'll get into a little bit later as well. And then I decided to play some, the demo for the new, Final Fantasy game, the Strangers in Paradise, Final Fantasy Origins game. So we will, and I'm kind of impartial on it right now. But at the same time, this game is not coming out until 2022. So we're not going to see. Right. Yeah. So I'm not going to give my opinion on it. I think it's going to be kind of 50-50 to see where it's going to go. So, but it was fun. But next week I'm going to go back to normal, do my normal streams again. Thank God that all this stuff is done for now, and until 2 weeks when GDC starts happening. So I'm just working with that nonsense. But anyways, y'all. But I know y'all don't want to be talking about worried about me complaining about my sleep schedule. So let's get down to the normal rig and roll like we normally do each and every week. So each of us picks a new topic of discussion within video games from the previous week. The topic would or could be about a specific game or something that happened in the gaming industry itself. And we don't want to talk about it amongst ourselves. We want you, the listeners of the CFG GameCast, to be a part of the conversation. So if you have something that you want to chime in about, have your own opinion, just make sure it's good, it's all clean. We're a good, happy community here. Type it inside the chat. You can type it in the chat on any of the three streaming service, YouTube Live or YouTube, Facebook Gaming, and on Twitch. And we'll love to have you to be a part of the conversation itself. So let's get down to it. I am going first. Man, if I got one more time to go first, I got the hat trick. So that'll be awesome. So yeah, we'll see. So let's get down to it. So obviously E3 just happened. And there was we usually I usually like to think that we do a recap of it, of not necessarily an in-depth recap. We didn't do one last year because it didn't happen last year, but this year I just kind of wanted to kind of go back and rewind what we've seen, because if you didn't check us out on our on the Twitch page, that's the CFG Games page, Lex, Smitty, and I were doing reveals like literally all day on Saturday. And
shame on you if you didn't check us out too. If you did not check us out, shame.
How dare you?
Yes. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's like I'll go to every house and figure it out. Fisticuffs. But yeah, so the biggest thing, so like we were doing our reveals of this stuff. We had our big peaks. We had our the worst, the crappiest peaks, which I think we can unanimously say I just by flat out, I think the worst one was Gearbox. Gearbox announcement.
What about Take-Two?
Take-Two was deceptive, but Take-Two showed us a game at least.
Wait, did they?
They did. Back for Blood, wasn't it?
But no, that was not their conference. So that was in other people's conferences. Their conference wasn't it just the was it Zuzu? Was I talking with you about this? I don't mean to put you on blast. But about them just having the diversity and inclusion panel.
Oh, that was Take-Two. That was Take-Two.
It's like, that is very that to me is like, whoa, dude, this is like, and I do, you know what I mean? Like, yes, that is very important. Those are conversations that need to be had, but
that's weird to put it,
you know what I mean?
E3.
Like for me, it's like, it's a game expo though. You know what I mean? Like show me the games, son.
Yeah, that's true. It's like it's a time and a place for this stuff. It's like you wouldn't go into a bathroom and stall and find the guy, then you're going to start talking about euthanasia or something like that,
It's like, what is you doing, baby?
Have I talked to you about our Lord Christ and Savior?
I know, right? It's like, sir, this is a Wendy's.
If you knock on my door, I will talk to you about veganism for the next hour. Fair warning.
Yeah,
I'm not even a vegan.
The one up lawyer, by the way, the one up lawyer said they should have done it at GDC, which I totally could see it at GDC.
Right,
GDC does everything towards it, but like, I would say, man, okay, so I'm kind of torn because Take-Two didn't have the right message for what the show had. Yes, I will give it that. But Gearbox, I feel that the owner of Gearbox himself had the ego to say, "Oh, we're making a Borderlands movie. We're on the set of Borderlands. We can't show you what's happening, but here's our director and here's Kevin Hart." And that's it. And then the little filler commercials of it on top of that was like saying Homeworld 3 is coming.
Oh, what? Yeah, there you go.
You're going to show us? Oh, it's just coming, dog.
Like, why is this Homeland? What is this? Who cares?
You didn't even see it coming. But it's
ridiculous. Coming. It's ridiculous. Like Homeworld 3 is coming, and then they did it in 3 different ways. And then they showed some small indie games, Yeah, so it was stupid. They showed 3 different small crappy indie games and stuff. So I was just like, what the hell is this? So yeah, okay. So in terms of a conference, you're right. Take-Two literally was, but I don't know. But like to say that, but Gearbox, it sounded like they were trying to lie to you, saying that they have content, but they really had nothing.
Right.
Because they really did that they didn't have it. I mean, it's kind of weird. It's very weird. Just like, like the other content that was really depressing to see was when they announced Overwatch 2 this year, and then they were showing. Oh, they didn't announce it, but they did. They brought the director of Overwatch 2.
Look at their hair.
Summer. Yeah, it's like, hey, check out Baptista's game design in Overwatch 2. And it's a 3D model. Yeah, it's a white plane. It was a white plane, so there was nothing in the background. It was just a 3D model of a character, and it was just Baptiste in the 3D and how he's going to look in Overwatch 2. And that's all they talked about. And it was like maybe 5 minutes at best. And I was just like, you're better off just not saying anything.
Why did you say something? Yeah.
That's why I can't even like. That's why I'm having a hard time even playing that game because I know nothing new is coming until Overwatch 2, and I'm just like I have no idea what's going on with Overwatch 2, other than the fact you're telling me you're taking away a tank position, which means you're going to rework other positions, and it's like that doesn't have me excited.
Cool.
Like, as a tank slash support player, like what do you what, dude?
It's funny because we actually kind of got into I got into a conversation with a friend that is a hardcore Overwatch fan, and I told him it's like I don't think that Overwatch 2 will need to focus really die hard. Like she probably spent like thousands of dollars of just like stuff just on Overwatch itself. Like it's
I'm just broke, so I can't.
Yeah,
I've got like $600.
Yeah. Oh no, she's like she's probably maybe quadruple that.
Oh, I'm
like
sure.
she's yeah. So like but she so I was talking to her. I was like, I know that you'd probably be you're hyped for Overwatch 2, but I really think what Overwatch 2 really needs to focus on is their story side, because they put a storyline within this game. Initially, they need to grow on this because like I don't think that multiplayer if they add more modes to
Overwatch 2.
Right.
Yeah.
I hope so. But like the problem is
you can't abandon your multiplayer.
Yeah.
You can't abandon your multiplayer people either. And I think that's where, you know what I mean? Because like, again, how do you justify purchasing
a $60 game?
Basically the same game. You know what I mean? Now it's got story mode.
Right.
So number one, exactly. So number one, your story's got to be fire. And number two, which I don't feel is necessary per se, is that they feel that they need to change the PvP stuff. Because how do you then get the people that have original Overwatch that are not interested about the lore?
Right.
They just like the competitiveness of it and the PvP aspect of it. How do you move them over seamlessly? And I think that's where it's going to get weird. They're already making weird decisions and things like that. Again, I'm not going to pretend to know what they've got plans wise, but from an outsider looking in, I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, what? This is unnecessary.
Some of the things that just drive me, some of the things that I'm kind of wondering about, but but I think it's just because we're 100% speculation on whenever this game is going to be, or whenever they officially announce the release of that one specifically. But but for the most part, but we're kind of ragging a lot on the stuff that we kind of didn't like. But to be honest with you, the show this year wasn't like amazing, but I would say it was mediocre. Meh, pretty much, you know. But but I mean, I think the big one that kind of came to play, if any of it, was Microsoft, which I said initially, I said initially that they needed to bring something strong to justify what's coming, and they definitely did, and I think that they're definitely going to we're going to be seeing some pretty cool projects coming in the near future with them on it. Still don't trust Starfield because they haven't shown us jack about it. It was just a clip. So until they show gameplay, then that thing's in the doghouse for me. But the one, but for me to say that I'm actually looking to try a Halo Infinite multiplayer mode without me not paying for Halo, I think I'm in on that. It's like, I definitely would try it out, because like now you got my interest, being a guy who doesn't play Halo, to give, and then how the mode looked amazing. In its sense to see how it's going to go. They did a great job. They have stuff they had stuff that's coming. Xbox Game Pass is definitely in their forefront. Still waiting for that price hike, because I don't see how this is going to be it's going to happen.
He says that. I think they're gonna, again, I keep saying it, dude. I think they are fine eating the loss right now to build the subscriber base. Right now, their main goal, I've been saying this for the last year and a half.
They don't have a choice.
They've been doing it, and they've been flexing on it. They just want people in their ecosystem. They say, I don't care how you play it, where you play it. They've ended the console wars, essentially. Thank you, sweetheart.
I wouldn't say that.
Hey. They've ended. They did. But they did, because you don't need an Xbox to play Xbox games. I've never in my life been able to play Xbox games because I was adamant that I would not get an Xbox, and that was mainly a controller thing for me. But now I'm in their ecosystem.
Games, though, bro. There was
that's true. But there were people that, again, Halo series is a huge series, and I didn't even realize. You got to remember, I love Destiny, right? Destiny is a derivative of Halo. So the fact that I haven't even really, I've barely scratched the surface on Halo, but I have that much love for Destiny. It's only if, once I go through that series and this and that, like playing Halo for me is playing Destiny. It's the same thing.
Let's backtrack a little bit with Halo. Halo is kind of fairly new IP to the PC because for a lot, to bring all the Halos finally on PC was like a couple of years ago. I mean, it wasn't even like, it wasn't even like, I mean, and for a game that's been around for almost 20 something years, and then like even that PC wise, Gears of War isn't complete on PC, which doesn't even make sense to me.
Yeah.
Like, so like,
that upset me, actually. That upset me.
Yeah.
I went through the first one. I was like, where's the second one? It goes from 1 to 4. I was like,
yeah.
I was like, are you kidding me? I can't make that kind of leap.
Yeah. You have to jump.
I can't make that kind of leap.
But I'm saying that, like, overall, like, you're right. Like, when you're saying in the aspects of saying that, of the console wars, you would have to have a console that is needed. Like, I would say that was really needy for those exclusives.
Yeah.
Like 360 itself had more exclusives than Xbox One or Xbox, what's it called? Series X and stuff like that right now. But like, but to me, to say that you're going to get the next gen system because you're going to be up to date. They're doing what they have to do to survive, which is fine. But I'm just, and then what Monkey Blood's saying, it's easily worth $20 a month. And then it is, it's definitely worth $20 a month.
You don't have to get the console. I don't have to get the console. All I need is Game Pass. But you still got me in their ecosystem.
Yeah, but your proprietary
Microsoft ecosystem.
Yeah, but your proprietorship is very small, is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like their view of the window. Like I'm saying, like if PlayStation had that same model, they would be losing money. It's where and they know that they would be losing money because the level of what they do on their first party games is going to be kind of crazy.
But you're not looking at the long game, is what I'm saying. Because again, it's not here now. What they're doing is they're putting themselves into position to be the leader. You can see it already happening within the next 3 years. If they can literally by next year, they could hit that, putting out a new IP every quarter or every month or something like that. It was very, very ambitious. If they can hit that schedule, you're already. But you say it's not realistic. But I don't know, man, because there's things already that these companies are already in the works of, right?
Yeah.
So now it's just falling underneath the Microsoft umbrella. Now I just got to plan it out properly, right? And then you move forward from there. They're positioning themselves to be in that position where Sony won't even be able to compete with that stuff. Number one, Sony games are a lot higher priced. Their schedule is already way backed up. I think personally, Sony may be in trouble with Microsoft and what they're doing. Because if they're able to execute the stuff that they're doing, let's talk about them being able to get onto just smart TVs, being preloaded on smart TVs and stuff like that. Dude, you're already getting, because now you're getting people that cannot necessarily afford a console, can't afford a PC, whatever, but they're still able to play games because people are going to get TVs. They're going to get, you know what I mean? So you're still like, I think it is a very viable thing what they're doing. I think it's smart, and I'm seeing it, and I keep seeing all these little things, these little flex moves that they keep coming out with. But you're 100% correct. Now they just need the games. But I feel like they've positioned themselves in a good position to be able to start delivering all these games to where people are gonna be like, I have to be a part of this to be able to play this game.
I just hope I hope you could say that, like, I hope to this time, like in the future, where you can come back to me and say, hey, Davis, I've been telling you this since 2021. Well, not even since 2021. You've been saying this since like 2020 for a while.
Exactly.
You've been saying it for a while. I hope that you're right, but I don't think, see, the problem is, I think the quality. I think
suckered me into getting it.
Well,
it's free on Game Pass. It's free on Game Pass. I was
cancel your subscription already.
No, I don't want to though, because now stuff's coming.
Because things are coming. Look, I did you a favor.
Yeah, you
Thank
can.
me later.
Gus can pay for it.
Gus has been playing.
Like, it's gonna pay for itself.
He's not.
Gus has been paying for the deal for a little bit, yeah. But I'm just saying that, like, I really hope that, like, I really like. I think the quality is better than the quantity, in my opinion, with what's coming out proprietary wise for which is making PlayStation, which is it, and but I think that I'm not saying that PlayStation is going to be number one. Because for forever, but I think that I can see why they're not pushing the way that Microsoft is pushing. Microsoft is in a position when they need to push that way to kind of flex their way in different kinds and pushing their network technology out in the different ways. And I think the way with the TV thing, like you're saying, it is a very viable thing, which is actually very interesting to me how that's going to work. But but still, it will still allow people to play whatever they want. Excuse me, whatever, whenever, wherever, and stuff. So, but the problem is like you're going to end up being like we're going to start having people like you know, like you have Ubisoft. You have the Ubisoft Direct. You have EA Play. You have all these different things because
I'm a whore.
Yeah. You got people. You got all these. You got all these services because you have all the games. You have all the libraries of these things, but you don't play any of them. And then it's like, you know what? Yeah. Yeah. So it's just, I mean, then you're going to get to that position because you're going to be like, I have so many games. I don't know what to do with them. It's like, okay, so we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Cause there is a thing.
Say that like every day now.
I know, right?
I say that like every day now. It's ridiculous. Hold on, real quick though. Monkey Blood had said, here a little ways up, he said that, you said something about Bandai Namco.
Yeah, they're
and I didn't watch. I didn't see theirs.
You did.
They did theirs about Scar. No, we didn't.
I thought we did. No,
that was like Monday or Tuesday, I think.
That was on Monday. Yeah, that was about Scarlet Nexus.
And I don't know anything about that.
Me neither. What's that?
It's
nothing.
Well, I mean, it's just like a dungeon. I guess they call it. I don't know what you would call it, but it's well, I guess it would be kind of like a dungeon crawler, but it's anime like. Oh, okay. So, I mean, yeah, that's the best way I could describe it. At least I'm not doing it justice, but like, you know, but
Monkey Blood says like the value that Xbox is providing now is ridiculous. Exclusives are having less and less influence when you factor in everything else Xbox provides to its users. Exactly, and that's where they're flipping the game. So the game that Sony's
what are they providing? Like that's what I'm saying. Like,
said, I mean, what do you mean? What are they providing?
The providing stuff that they're providing
are everything you need, son.
No, I'm saying the stuff that they're providing are stuff that's like been out for God knows how for long periods of time. Is what I'm saying. We're that right now.
Yeah, but we're also in a gaming. We're in a new space in the gaming where we're reintroducing these games, but to a totally new audience. They're not catering to us anymore. We're old fogies. They want to talk to the new kids on the block. You know what I mean? No pun intended, but that's where excuse me. They're catering to them now. So, you're waiting for this game? Great. I have this whole library that you can look in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm just saying I'm not hyped about saying, hey, I got Xbox Game Pass to play Knights of the Old Republic is what I'm saying. Or like I'm just saying that or an Xbox One game that you had that you have a chance to play. But I will say, given there are certain situations that are really, really good. Like, for instance, like when I got Game Pass because the Discord gave you the free 3 months or whatever. And I got Game Pass for Gears Tactics. And I was like, I wanted to play Gears Tactics or something like that. But I didn't want to pay $50 or $60 for when it came out on PC. So I was like, okay, let me play it on PC and see how it is. Played it on PC, love the game. It's a really good game, which I would suggest folks who love tactics games to play it. Yeah, to play it. But like, and then I was like, wow, okay, that makes sense. So there's games that are out there that will be like, or I guess you can even say Outriders, you know, like brand new games that like brand new games. But I guess another question on that would be how many third party brand new third party games come out on Xbox Game Pass day one? Like, You know what I mean?
That's what, but that was the whole conference. Day one.
Most of that was Most of that was first party, wasn't it?
World premiere.
Was Back for Blood? Was Back for Blood one of them?
Hire me. That's day one.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I mean,
I'm not paying for any of them shits, y'all.
I'm legitimately asking. I didn't know, is it very common for them to have a lot of different kinds of day one? I mean,
they've increased.
I'm not sold on it.
They've increased, especially the day one stuff. completely. That they have not been doing that. That has not been what's happening. The new game comes out and it's instantly on Game Pass. At least that's not how I'm pretty sure, or maybe it has. Dude, I'm terrible. Remember, I am a whore, and I don't pay attention to half the subscriptions I have because it's too overwhelming. Right. I'm just like, take my money here, take it. Yeah, I'll get around to one of your games on this platform at some point.
He had Scott Pilgrim, didn't even know about it, but yeah. So yeah, but
I want to play. You can. You have it. No, I don't.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
You know what's weird? What weird was the realization that he found out that he had it when we're like, oh yeah, I got so and so. They're like, dude, you have it. And it's like, oh wait, yeah, I do. Like, oh my god. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, but no, I think obviously Microsoft did a really good job on what's coming out. They're going to increase their services with Game Pass, which I think they should. But I really don't think that $20 price mark is going to be there for long. I really don't. Like, with all the stuff that they're coming out with it, I will not be surprised if they Smitty is a game whore, gets all the games, never plays. Yep, that is true.
These are facts. These are straight facts.
But it's so freaking hilarious. But the last big one was definitely Nintendo, I would say. And Nintendo, there was actually surprisingly a lot of games I was actually interested in Nintendo's Direct. The new Mario Party All Stars is one that's gonna have the.
Can't wait for that. That's day one for me, baby.
Yeah, Smitty needs to prove himself to me so he can see if he can actually beat me.
Again, had he not bombed out, had that game not bombed out, he would have gotten his licking. He just didn't. So yeah, we gotta make sure we plan that out again. For this one. We gotta wait till All Stars. We can do it any time, guys. Anytime.
You know what's better?
I had on the niece and nephew and my daughter last night. We played a game, came back down 0-3, 0 stars, 1-3-2. What? Holla at your boy.
You know what's better, Smitty? Is like when All Stars comes out, it comes out 2 weeks before Extra Life. So we will have that on Extra Life. That's what I'm saying.
No. That give me plenty of time to be able to go through the games.
We'll see how good that's gonna go.
When we practice up.
Oh my god, yeah! And then the big, I think the big one's Metroid Dread. I mean,
yeah.
How could you say no to a Metroid game, man? That looks really, really good. So the new Metroid's coming out, and scalpers already bought all the collector's editions, so you can't find them anywhere.
What?
Yeah, they already bought. They already bought. The scalpers already.
Wow, this is a problem. This is another problem that they're like. When are they gonna how do you go about even addressing that?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Especially from is that a company standpoint thing? I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't know. I have no idea. It's a real question. It's an issue.
They said we create it and then put it into the world. Where it goes and how it goes from there is not up to us. But at the same time, now you got these scalpers doing that, and then everything gets upsold for more than the value of it, and it's already marked up. You know what I mean? It's that's annoying. That is super annoying.
Frustrating. It is frustrating. I mean, it's not something. It's a complicated situation, thing to fix, because the only way that would happen is you would have to bundle. And even if bundling can only do so much, so it's
right.
Yeah. So it's a question that doesn't have an answer to it yet. So we'll see.
That is day one for me. But yeah, you're right. Game Pass is scalper proof. Blow. Yeah. Monkey coming in with them facts, son. Exactly.
Unless you want a collector's edition. Man. Although, like, you know what I want to know? Like, there is, and then there's also, what's it called? But Nintendo had a pretty solid conference too, in my opinion too. But I still think Microsoft had probably the best conference of the two. Absolutely. With it. And Battlefield 2042. That's the one I'm definitely hyped for.
I'm getting it. I know, dude. I'm not even a Battlefield dude. Yeah. And I was like, all right, I'm back. You sold me.
I'm coming out of Battlefield retirement. Yeah, I'm coming out of Battlefield retirement.
Yeah, Battlefield retirement too.
Yeah, the last Battlefield that I played was Battlefield 3. And I was like, I did not play. Yeah, I didn't play 4. Battlefield 1. Was good. Yeah. Was 4 good?
4 was good. Yeah. I enjoyed 4. Yeah.
Things changed and I couldn't see like on the maps as well anymore, and I was a little sad. I played it for a while.
I felt like you can't see on those maps anyway.
Yeah,
those maps are so huge.
I get sniped. I'm like, where?
Yeah,
you know,
those maps were pretty gigantic. Yeah, but then like the weather effect, that tornado. Oh my god, dude! Like I have to say,
that was crazy.
Well, Battlefield kind of tore me out. Like I kind of lost love of Battlefield when they went to 1. But we'll see how it all goes. I saw Monkey Blood says I saw an unconfirmed report that up to 20 of the new consoles sold aren't in the hands of consumers. 20%?
20%.
Wow, that's quite a bit.
I believe it. I figured it'd be higher than that.
Yeah,
to be honest.
I'm surprised. Yeah. Well, it's not official, but yeah, I mean, I would have thought it would have been harder. You get a code to use on Origin. Wait. You get a code to use on Origin. 4 is free.
AJ said that Battlefield 4 is free.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to play 4, though. I think I'm good. 2042
at this point, 2042 is around the corner.
Yeah, Battlefield 1.
Although their servers, they've just expanded the servers of 4 because so many new players have come in.
It's free. Probably because it's free right now.
Yo, the marketing department's got to feel really good. You know, you done your job when you got people to buy the old game because they're so hyped for the new game.
Yeah.
But then again, though, too, you got Battlefield 1, you got the other 3 Battlefields that are after it, and like for me, I never fell in love with it because they reduced the amount of people that are in it, they reduced the size of the maps, they added BR, which was like that's not even what Battlefield was.
Wait, there was BR?
In the newer Battlefields, Firestorm, that's a BR. Yeah,
I didn't get the last Battlefield because I was competing between COD and Battlefield, and I would basically just stop playing both of them. So I'm not, you know what I mean? It's like I'm not like this last, especially, dude. Like I love the Black Ops. This last one really showed me that like I'm just not feeling Call of Duties anymore. I don't think. Yeah. Well, I still love pew-pewies, but like I need to take a break. Like I feel like I played too much of them, and I know that people they will grind the crap out of that. People get too good too fast. It becomes non-enjoyable. There's all kinds of cheaters and hackers, and like that's just not fun to me. You know what I mean? So like I have a hard time really enjoying those games anymore. I love and that one's not going to have a campaign at all. So really for me, a big portion of it is going to come from if I have friends that play it. You know what I mean? Like I'll go on solo here and there, but like for me, like something like that, I'd rather play it with people that I know that we can shoot the shit and have a good time. You know what I mean? As opposed to just sitting around and just like playing it solo. Like I don't like grinding games like that solo personally. Right. That's just a personal preference.
That's fair enough. So yeah, but overall, like E3 was okay. I can't wait till it's physical again because, like, dude, like, if E3 is physical, Smitty, we should definitely go for that.
You better believe I'm going to be trying to get credentialed for that, dude.
Dude, that's like when I go to E3, I always I'm like, okay, I'm flying first class. I'm driving. I'm joining my suits to these meetings. I do. That's what I do. I got to coordinate.
Can we get a Davis suit picture, please? Because I need that in my life. I need that in my life.
Like,
I'm just saying.
Like, just straight seriousness and everything, man. It's just, you gotta go. Hi, I'm Mr. Davis Green. I'm with CFG.
That's
and then
right.
It's like, okay, cool.
That's right.
And they're like, It's like, okay, it's like, then they take you to the suite to see the backdoor stuff. And it's like, oh yeah, that's like, can't talk about it. And you'll be like, oh, okay, there you go. Feels great. Okay. But anyways, man, we talked a good amount with E3. I can talk a lot more, but we'll move on.
That basically probably should have been the show.
That really should have been the show. I know, right? We'll switch over to Lex. Lex, what are you bringing to the table?
Well, we've been talking about it in my Discord. Scott. If you guys don't know,
Discord, you're talking about in your Discord.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
cool.
we've been discussing it for the last couple of days. So when I was like, I need a topic, I was like, duh. You guys know I'm a horror junkie, not a horror junkie, a horror junkie. I've not like Smitty. I've played all of the Five Nights at Freddy's to date. We've gone through all of the lore as a community. We did the whole shebang. Loved it. Recently, though, it came out that the creator, Mr. Scat, donated to the Trump campaign. And
his name is Mr. Scat.
I'm just going to call him Mr. Scat Cathan. Scott Cathan, originally, if you guys don't know his origin, he originally started, he would create games that were for like Christian schools. And he got feedback that they were a little scary. And so he kind of ran with that. And that's how Five Nights at Freddy's was originally born. So a lot of, Chica and Bonnie and all of that, they were originally in for like Christian teaching games, which I thought was hysterical. But because of PewDiePie, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye playing his games, it became very popular and the fandom started. The big question was, since Scott has now put out that he is retiring, if you go to the website, there's a Reddit post as well where he says, thank you for everybody and to, the LGBTQ plus for, their kind words this week. I, as an American citizen, did what I did. I don't regret it. But because of that, some things have happened and now it's made me reflect and I would like to retire. And so he is giving over his Five Nights at Freddy's lore essentially over to some bigwigs. And the question was the new game going to come out? Because Security Breach was already shown to us. We've already been waiting for it. And, when he says, well, I'm retiring, people freaked out. I'm not so mad about it for a few reasons. Obviously, everyone can have their own opinion. That doesn't make it fact. And, as far as the storyline goes, I loved the games. I can separate it from the creator if I need to. He's not a bad guy.
Come on. I mean, it's like
in his own opinion, he can have that. I loved the games regardless, and I am excited for Security Breach. It's still coming out. I think they put a delay on it, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, he has a whole, there's a Twitter post about it, but you can go to scottgames.com if you would like to read the entirety of it. But he wants to retire. He's about to have his 6th child. He's like, putting things into perspective, these death threats, I'll retire.
Not worth it.
Yeah. I mean, and in the long run, I think when he started this, he was in his 30s. Now he's in his 40s, about to have his 6th kid, He misses certain things, I'm sure, about being home and doing all of that since, the game has gotten much bigger. I'm sure, that's a lot of less time spent with family.
No, well, I mean, I'm sorry, but like, I can understand if you're wanting to retire on your own fruition to say, I'm done playing, done working on this game, and I'm done programming because I think it's time for me to move on and start focusing on my family. That is a different story from being canceled out. And then I think personally, even though I don't agree with what he did, which was basically he voted for, he fundraised it, he gave his money to Trump or whatever, for this. Yeah, the campaign. That shouldn't be a reason for you to be like canceled. completely canceled.
I agree.
Like, I mean, it's like, I think that like you're like, that is just like, that is so juvenile to me. That just upsets me that people got so mad that he did that, because people will automatically go to the places where they'll be like saying, so he voted for Trump, so that means he's against the LGBT community, or I'm sorry, LGBTQ community, and stuff like that. When in that case, he may have had his reasons. He may have had his reasons to do it. All those reasons I probably disagree with, but like he himself is a man and he could choose his own freaking reasons. So like, I'm just saying, like, so like, it just pisses me off that like, that because of these kind of this kind of crap that's happening with people trying to cancel a person that they don't agree with politically, they shouldn't feel like they have to separate themselves to separate themselves with the game itself, unless you are a douche of a person like J.K. Rowling. Yes. So like, I mean, yeah. So like that is a different story.
And that's where my point was, because someone, we talked about it in my Discord, and as someone who's part of the Alphabet Army, look, I'm indifferent. I think, there are good things of him stepping down. His lore has never been in alphabetical order, or in a timeline essentially, and it drove me nuts. So, I'm kind of excited. Like, this is new now to me, and I was already excited for Security Breach. Now I'm more excited. I think, with the fandom, there's so many Easter eggs that it's so fun, and I'm so excited. But again, you're correct. J.K. Rowling is a horrible human being. Scott, as an American citizen, he did what he did, and that's his right to do that. And those are his opinions. I don't agree with them, but that doesn't mean that I don't like the games. He's been a nice guy. He's not going around the internet spewing hate. He created scary games for us. That's it. That's all.
Yeah.
And
G-Dice has a really good question I would like to point out. He says, what is the difference between being canceled and people holding someone accountable for the actions through their support or lack thereof? Well, when you look at it that way, it is kind of like a gray line between the two, in my opinion. Yeah. Like it's a very thin line when it comes to it, which it shouldn't be. Because I think the difference of being canceled, like when someone's canceling, like cancel culture doesn't help anybody. What is going to end up happening is that people are going to be in their own diatribes of like people within themselves that's going to be agreeing with them automatically. And then when the one person that they come across that doesn't agree with that person, they're going to destroy them like by the numbers of like, oh, all of us don't believe that this and this. That person's going to get like bombarded with death threats, like hate mail, all these different kinds of things, like bullying, all this craziness to force themselves to be like, you gotta go. Like you're wrong. You're not doing this. So we're not going to support you in any way and that kind of thing. It doesn't help anybody. And then when to hold someone accountable for their actions, then if they're going to hold someone accountable for their actions, that whatever they did had to have been something bad, legitimately, like if you find out that they sexually harassed a person or child molestation, some kind of thing that would be like, okay, this person needs to own up on what he did. Then they need to do it. Like something that needs to be legitimately evil for them to hold up to it. But this thing,
jury of your
like
peers,
saying,
yes.
yeah. It's like, can you imagine, like, you go, like if you're writing the things, like, why were you fired from your previous job? Is because I donated to Trump.
Yeah.
I mean, that's essentially what happened.
Uh-huh.
That's what I'm just saying.
And I think that's the crazy part to me, especially with that. And I think everybody has, you're right, G-Nice, you know what I mean? As an individual, a person has the right to, I don't like what this person's doing, I'm not going to support them. But what happens is it almost, and this is where the hypocrisy in both of it comes in. I may not like what this person's doing, but that doesn't mean that I should take it to a level to then this person is no longer creating this content that I enjoyed. You know what I mean? This person didn't mix this stuff in with the stuff that they're doing. into their creation. It was about something, completely different. And then they had their politics. I have a ton of friends that our politics do not align as far as with that stuff. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to be friends with them because they support a person. And I completely understand it. This person, you know what I mean? Like I could think that they're a complete scumbag, or I don't, you know what I mean? Whatever. But don't, you know what I mean? Again, if you're not trying to force that on me or anything like that, then that's your business to deal with. And you're not trying to insert it into your stuff. You're not trying to sway people's minds one way or the other. That's where I can't agree with, because it goes both ways. In my opinion, if that's okay, then you should be able to be canceled then for voting for Biden or for blah, 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 or whatever. And I know that's a very extreme thing. I'm very much so a, you know what I mean? It goes both ways on as far as with those things. And I feel like when you start going down a path like that, it becomes, thank you, sweetheart. It becomes a thing where it's not about what you're doing, is about what you believe in now, right?
Right.
And if that doesn't align, because no matter what, there's always going to be something that you believe in that somebody else does not believe in. And if then they have enough influence, should they be able to allow to cancel me because they found out that this is how I believe or whatever? It doesn't change my character. It doesn't change what I've created or what I've done. But now I'm an asshole. Again, I think the J.K. Rowling thing is something, you know what I mean? Again, it's like very much so, like F her, because, I don't care in the world that we're in. And I'm very much a person that believes in equality. That to me is damn near, that is a reason to cancel someone. I'm over you.
Yeah.
You are saying some bigoted ass shit. I ain't got time for this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for the most part, if somebody and they're not trying to push something on something else, I may not agree with what you've gone with, but I don't feel that you should be canceled for it, for your opinion or what you believe in. What you believe in has to be just as valid, and let's have a conversation, because what I believe in is different, but I'd like to think that what I believe in is also valid. That's where you have to, the maturation of people is completely going the opposite direction, and it turns into a society that's no longer willing to listen and to each other. Well, don't throw your stuff on me. I'm going to throw my stuff on you. And it's like, that's not how that works.
That does not.
Well,
that's not how it should work.
I was just thinking, like, if Scott Cawthon decided to say, hey, okay, which is worse to you? Scott Cawthon steps down because he voted for, or he donated his money to Trump, or Scott Cawthon steps down because he was a part of the January 6th insurrection of the Capitol, and people found out that he was one of the people that invaded the Capitol. Which would be worse to you, to be like, this guy's a dickhead. This might be something that might be a little bit like, might be, yeah. I mean, there is a fine difference of that kind of that's the kind of difference is about taking someone's taking a personal responsibility and then just canceling a person just because of what they believe in. So that those kind of things are like the night and day difference. But see, he lost, like Cawthon lost his, because like if the LGBTQ community did it in the nicest way to ask him to step down, I would say, but I still think that it was not in their mode that they should have even had to say that, to do that, in my opinion, because they knew, because if the LGBTQ community knew the kind of person Cawthon was, he and then they know like how he treated the community, which they knew, they obviously thought that they treated him very well. Like, treat him very well. Like, they gave him the choice to do it, which is like, what kind of power does this community have on this guy, But like, overall, I'm just like, if you know that kind of stuff, then it's just like, then have the conversation, instead of just saying, you gotta go. You're messing with your money at this point. Then maybe, then it's a mixture of him deciding, this is just too much stress that I want to deal with. All I wanted to do was make some fear games. That's all I wanted to do. And then, but now people are making this so they're politicizing politicizing something that that it really isn't none of anyone's, none of my, anyone's business.
None of my business either.
I agree.
Do it. It's just so weird to me.
Kid makes a point. You know, he's donating money to a politician that supports transphobic legislation. That's a step farther than making transphobic statements. So here's my thing. I voted for who I voted for. I don't agree with everything that they want. Do you know what I mean? And maybe that's how he feels. I also can't put myself in his shoes because I'm not him. I can tell you by the character of the person, how they have interacted with everyone. It's been polite. It's been kind. He's never done anything that's been like, I'm stepping on your shoes to me.
Like the My Pillow guy. Yeah.
Right. And again, it's his right to do that. It's really none of my business. For me, this is more of like I get new lore. I'm excited. This isn't, he's making another game. Which timeline are we doing? Great. Cool. Okay. That's how I felt before. Now I'm like, new hive mind scenario, you know? To me, it's not like, screw you for voting for so-and-so and not shoving it down my throat. You know, again, like he wasn't public about it, but it came out anyways. I think, you know, I kind of think he was going to step down anyways, but then this happened in the midst of it, and he had to be more public about his step down. I think that he originally wanted to. I think he was getting bored, honestly, and
it's fair. You know, it's fair enough. But like, I'm sorry, like, but unfortunately, even if that was the case, the big thing is that people. It feels like how this looks. It looks like he got pushed out, and that's. I mean, it may be like this was the case, but like it just looks too strong of a case to say that these people that people were kind of forcing him kind of outbound towards it. So
yeah,
I mean, yeah, it's unfortunate. And then actually Steve Anthony on Facebook says, why has bullying been rebranded as cancel culture? And then to be honest with you, that's a really good question, Steve. I don't know.
Hey, Steve, let's talk real quick. Bullying back in my day was, hey, you poo-poo head, how dare you be a redhead? You have no soul. Now it's, I hope you go choke on bones and die, sitting on the toilet. That's a totally different scenario. There's a keyboard warrior now who doesn't have to stand face-to-face with you, right? Whereas before, it was a face-to-face situation. Right? And my hands may or may not do something when you say something, right? So now it's a little different. I think people have gotten to a point where they feel comfortable saying what they will behind a screen, because that other person to them doesn't have feelings. They don't care, right? And I think that's the difference. I think bullying is one thing. Cancel culture is a whole other thing. And I think it's very much changed, but they're kind of becoming combined. And Kith, you're not wrong. But again, it's his right. It's his money. He can do what he wants. And he could say the same, turn around and say something about me for who I voted for, right? And I don't know. I can't.
But I think too on that, like I can't speculate. Kind of like you're saying, I can't speculate on the fact that this person saying I'm going to donate money because this person is this way. This person could be, and we know for a fact that it's basically turned into an us versus them thing. So it didn't even matter what their platform was about, what they are about, or what they do. It is an us versus them thing is part of the problem, number one. And I'd like to think that people are not necessarily actively being like, I am supporting this person because they have this particular thing that they believe in that is against that. My guess is that a lot of that's something that doesn't affect me personally, so I don't even think about it. Here's the things that I align with, and this is the reason why I'm doing it. And that's why I feel like nothing is black and white. We all know that shit. Why do people treat things like it's black and white? You're this or that or that. Both sides are just as bad for doing same thing. When we all know that there's this gray middle area where that's where the conversations should be happening. If we can't even step to a table and have a conversation about this stuff, why do you do this? You know, and I'm not just talking about yelling, I'm right, you're wrong, blah, blah, blah. Because it's happening all over the spectrum. And that, I feel, is the true issue, is that there's no true, real conversations that happen about it that, number one, people are going to be receptive to. Right. And because people aren't, it's just, you lose your job because you didn't believe, or because this person is supporting goal or supporting things that is not. And again, I don't know that it was necessarily that person. That is all strategists. That is people that said, this is what the people like. This is what's going to get you hot. This is going to be a hot topic. There's so many behind the scenes things that go through this. Again, I don't agree with that stuff 100%. I'm all about equality all across the board. You know what I mean? But
preach it
again. But again, and again, this is I guess a personal thing. I'd rather a person identify what their intentions are, than speculate and not know, and then they're doing some dirt on the back end. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I,
But again, not behind my back.
Yeah, that's exactly
right. But I do absolutely, as an individual, though, absolutely, you have the right, and that is completely on you as an individual. I am not going to support this person because they did this or that. But I feel what the problem is, that where there's these campaigns that are then built to just completely destroy a person's life. Because, you know what I mean? Somebody that did not even insert it into the games or any of that stuff. Yeah. It's like, I'm not surprised by him being like, I'm just going to step away. It ain't worth it.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not for what, obviously not for the cause, but everyone is has their deals for have their reasons of doing what they're doing. I mean, as long as it's what it is, this is if that's what they choose to do, as long as it's not illegal, as long as it's not something that's shady or seedy or something that's going to actually hurt or affect society, full society itself, then they could choose whatever the hell they want to do, and it's none of our business towards it. But then, even at the same time, it's when you see these kind of things, it's just it's just they should show it as the individual. If you don't agree with it so strongly, then no one's telling you to support it, but you don't have to tell a person to quit their job or their living because you're going to
murder
decision.
their family. Why
it's
are people not be like, wait a second. Wait a second. You should not be sending death threats to anybody.
No, yeah, exactly. Remember, I was telling you, the ones with the death threats on Lana Pierce got because
Teigen.
Yes.
Yeah. She just got to announce for a God of War. It's like, she wasn't even heard. She's not even in the production staff of it. She just announced it. It's like, anyways. We'll unfortunately, yeah. So okay, well that's cool. That was good. We'll close it off with you, Smitty.
That was cool.
Yo, on a lighter note.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just have to shut it off because I was like, wow, we're kind of we're already past an hour, man.
No, I know we are. Yeah. I know. So very quickly, guys. I just wanted to. I thought this was something that that was not on my radar at all as far as with things, but Facebook's is doing 100% subscription money deal with them. There is, as far as their rev share with streamers get 100% of subscription deals. I just want to read a little bit from the article because I think this is stuff that is needed. They say that we're doubling down on creators. Facebook has waived all rev share from subscriptions until 2023. Which is huge. So that means if you have a sub button on Facebook Gaming, that you will get 100% of the proceeds from those subscriptions, which is huge. And it goes into because there's certain criteria and stuff like that is that you have to meet in order to do this. Also, I did not realize this as well, but there are partners. I don't know if it's all, but definitely some partners can play licensed music during the streams as well, which I did not realize was a thing within Facebook. Let me drop this link in there too, because I'm just kind of brushing over this stuff. I think more importantly, as far as with this, number one, competition for Facebook. We've seen and I don't know. I'm not necessarily saying we got to go deep into this conversation. But we were talking beforehand, right. We have the Amaranth and Indie Fox band. We're literally, it's some women licking some ear microphones with their butts, camera angles, this, that, yada, yada, yada.
Incredibly suggestive.
Twitch now, completely suggestive. Again, I don't knock anybody's game. Yo hustle is yo hustle. It ain't my business. However, Twitch has put themselves into quite the dilemma now, because now, especially when you have advertisers and advertising on your stuff, and that's getting bigger and bigger, they're going to call stuff out like that. So now these people that were almost untouchables, that were, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, we've been real lax and whatnot as far as with things, they're going to have to make moves on it. As far as, and they said, with the hot tub stream meta, that certain advertisers do not want their advertisement on that stuff. And it's really putting Twitch into a place to where they're going to have to get out of that, because they are partial to some streamers. I think we all notice where people will get multiple chances and this and that. But you got Joe Smo over there who got Instaban because somebody slipped a stupid GIF in or something like that. And I think this could be a good thing as far as with them. I feel like they've been rather negligent as far as with their creators, the amount of money that they take from creators. This is why I stopped buying bits in general. I was like, wait a second. I'm buying bits to pay bits to my friends so then they can take a percentage of them bits. You know what I'm saying? That's like, that's a double dip. That's called a double dip. Yeah. And I was like, nah, dude. I was like, I cannot it's like all that stuff, all that's like a lot of it. It's the same thing with subs. They take 50% of your subscription money for what? Because you're on the platform? Okay. Yeah. But you have Facebook now that says subscriptions 100% go to the creators. This is where Mixer, I felt, also had a very good, you know what I mean? Like that to me was one of the biggest incentives. I mean, shit, even with YouTube gaming, you've got a bigger, you get a bigger percentage of, ad rev share than you would with, Twitch. And I feel like all these things are kind of bubbling up together. We've got new things. We've also got Trovo, which I need to do more research and do so, but I have streamed on Trovo, once. You haven't heard? Oh, you gotta check it out. That's strictly gaming. Like I didn't. I like it. I met some people. I've only did it once. I need to make it more of a routine, but that is strictly gaming. So for those
Trovo,
that are,
did Trovo get added onto Stream Elements recently? I think that's the new one that they just added.
It's on a lot of them now. Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I might need to take a look at that because I was looking at that too.
I feel like, you know how something gets so big and you have all these kind of like little derivatives of it, but one of them hits the mark and stuff like that. Twitch, I feel like, has gotten to the point where, and again, it is a huge corporation with a ton of money flowing to it. Yeah. Especially with these advertising dollars. The advertising dollars are going to start shaping what is going to be okay and what's not. What Twitch's problem was that they did not, they were not, I don't want to say not forward thinking, but they weren't consistent with what they were doing. So I think people are getting sick and tired of that. I think competition is always good in anywhere you go. Competition is great. That harvests innovation and better things for us as consumers and content creators. The numbers aren't there, obviously, quite yet with Facebook gaming, YouTube gaming, and stuff like that. Some of the other I think Binge is going to be one as well. I know there's another one. I can't remember what the hell it's called, but that's something else. But there is going to be something where there's going to be more of a split. The only way now that Twitch starts changing is because the ducats and it's coming from the money. And that is it. And one of the biggest things, I spoke to one of my favorite artists, Citizen Cope. I asked him, I had a 15-minute Zoom conversation with him. And I asked him, I said, well, so I was like, why don't you stream on like Twitch or something like that? He was like, why would I do that when I could just build my own platform and stream off of that? And I was like, you right. You right. You know what I'm saying? So having something that has the, you know, again, he's got the financially he's able to do that. I know a lot of us are not, but I think that's where like your
Citizen
Facebook
Cope.
Gaming's Citizen Cope, yeah. I
Citizen Cope or Cope Carnage?
Cope,
Neither.
COPE.
You're thinking
Citizen.
You're thinking Houston, like rap.
Okay.
No,
I don't know what
this is
he's
Citizen
saying.
Cope.
I don't know what he's saying. Yeah, he's saying some words. That's okay. Did I mean to drink did I not drop it? Shoot, I sure did, dude. Sorry. Hold on. Yeah, let me drop that link on there.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
no,
I
you're
think
totally
this is
right.
gonna be huge.
You're totally right,
I
though.
think this is the direction we need.
I think I think the level of where we're at with Twitch has gotten so, I mean, I won't say oversaturated, but it's always been.
No, you right.
Twitch. Twitch has always been the large piece of the share, and we're just needing to find a way to have legitimate like competition. That's why like at E3 there was a thing called Binge, which I really was really interested in wanting to, and I actually emailed the guy emailed me back on it.
I need to hit him back, dude.
I want more information on that. Yeah, and then Tovo, I did see, and I was messing. Excuse me, I was looking at that, and I was like, you know what, this looks pretty cool, but I don't know what kind of communities are going to be over here. I guess since it's a brand new thing, you can basically start out a new community to whatever you're wanting to do, you know. So branch it out to whatever.
And you can restream on there. They don't care if you restream on there, which is another thing that Twitch with their exclusivity, as far as with that, I think that hurts them more than anything. Say a guy like me, I average like 20 viewers, right?
Right.
That's not a lot in a thing, but to be able to multi-stream and then put things out and find and build people from all over the place, as opposed to people that are specifically on Twitch, you as the company are limiting what my potential is. And what my potential could be. Why would you do that? It doesn't make sense. I get it. I mean, I guess I get it, but I get it because they're the biggest company. They're the biggest one. They're the ones that people think of when you think of live streaming. But again, I still think that's going to end up biting them in the butt in the long run. Well,
here's my thing too. It's like, if you're taking 50% of my money and you're saving the world from hunger, okay, sure. That makes sense. But what are you doing with it? You know, you're not saving kids from world hunger. You know, and you're right. And it sucks because as a woman, I feel that I cannot even comment on the situation. Because if I do, I come off sexist. Sorry, I didn't want you licking and sucking out my ear juice. Thanks.
What are you talking about?
He knows.
Oh,
the situation.
No, I was like, but okay, I'm sorry. Go for it.
It's fine. Because like, you know, I've never been one to ever tell anybody how to hustle. You do you, boo boo. Right. But there's a time and a place, and I don't think this is the place. But now I'm gatekeeping, so I can't win no matter what. But I think
I kind of disagree with that though. Like, as far as like the place. Like, to do that, like, I mean, again, it ain't my bag, baby. But, you know what I mean? Like, they're making a ton of money, and people are obviously positively responding to this kind of content. And, you know what I mean? Like, I may not have the assets, pun intended, but I got to respect the hustle, and I got to respect what people are doing. As far as with that, it's not, I mean, obviously, it got to a point where it was against TOS, but these people are there. And I don't know that it would really matter what platform they are on at this point in time. It really wouldn't. It doesn't even matter. Even if they weren't on Twitch, because if they weren't on Twitch, Twitch would have a lot less money. And they would only be creating on these other platforms. And that's my problem with it, is that Twitch didn't put a line in the sand. They say, oh, but this money real good. But now all of a sudden it's a problem. I watched the videos for scientific purposes, but
I sent them to him. Cat, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No, I just
it's crazy, but I mean, like, no, I mean, I like I said, I will never say no to new competition. You know, never say no to new competition. And I've always been saying that I think Twitch is too big for its own good, because now they're running the stakes and stuff. Even though true, they do have the best and stuff like whistles and stuff like like now they just added animated emotes now for partners and stuff, but that may not have it for others. And you know how Facebook's issue is its interface, because it's like it's a pain in the butt to get to it. And but if they get to a point where, like, if we see more diversity into some of these splits, hopefully it makes it better. It will be better for the outcome, because like I am always open to some sort of new technology or new services to see. And if you get a chance to build from the ground up like that, I would love to. I would love to take that opportunity, even though maybe the numbers may not be as big, but at the same time, it's like you're finding new people. You're learning and meeting new folks and stuff. So it goes.
I agree.
But I feel like that's the thing that people are missing. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lex.
No, you're fine. Competition is always great for us as the content creators, for you as a consumer. I mean, that only opens doors for us. It's kind of like, and people have said it's like, wow, Twitch, your move. What are you guys gonna do? Probably nothing, to be honest with you.
They don't need to. Yeah, not yet. Not.
Doug, he's like, what are you talking? Oh yeah. No, my ears are clean after yesterday. Dustin and I both clicked on for scientific purposes.
This is all for research.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah.
We'll cut this off now, because I know we got some places to go and see people to see here. So, but that's cool. Hey, Lex.
Yeah, Facebook gaming.
Yeah,
and
other
gaming. Things. I got him. Holla at your boy. Holla at your boy. Holla at your boy.
What are your plans for the week, Lex?
That's a great question. I don't even remember what games I'm playing right now. I took the week off.
Well, that's not good.
And I'm like, what? I know Friday is Visage. What have I beat anything? Nightmare, help. I don't know. We'll be playing stuff. I have a memorial to go to, and I'm going to see people I haven't seen in 25 years. So I'm a little concerned about how that's going to happen. That's going to be weird. But yeah, gaming. Woo! I'm going to do something this week. I'll be playing games for sure. I just don't know what. I know I beat Village.
You've literally talked to the past minute, and you gave us absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to let you know.
I don't know. I'm done. Okay.
Okay. Smith.
Oh yeah, I've got to play with Ducky.
Ducky, what's good?
It's Smithy. What do you have plans for the weekend?
You're going to be playing with Ducky.
Yeah, we play Sunday nights now.
Yeah. It takes two.
I don't know.
Myself, I am going to be. I'm grinding at Intergrade. I'm just working through Intergrade. I got a key for Dark Deity. So I've started playing that a little bit and checking that out and whatnot. Other than that, though, I'm keeping it chill. I'm actually going out of the country here next week for a wedding that I'm a part of. So I'm getting in wedding mode. I gotta get my things because I know there's gonna be a lot of drinking, and the family is not able to come, so it's just gonna be solo dolo in Mexico.
Oh
and
wow!
Like, what up? No.
And you've been a mole me for the last year. I don't even know if I know how to conversate anymore.
Well, all I know is I'm gonna dance my ass off.
Do that.
So that is going to happen because you can't go to Mexico and not dance your ass off. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
So
what about you?
What about yourself?
I am going to be playing. What? What are you yelling at me for? I was about to
Yell at him!
Jesus. It's like I am, I'm just going to do the normal thing, the normal grind. The first 3 days, Monday through Wednesday, going to be doing some Ratchet and Clank. Hopefully finish this game by the end of the third day, which has been loving that game. That is, so finishing that up. Thursday, I am going to be playing I don't know what I'm going to play specifically on Thursday, but it's going to be a random game like it normally is. But then on Friday, I'm going to be doing my training session for Guilty Gear. For the tournament that the fundraiser tournament that we're doing. So definitely tune in on that. That's gonna be a fun one. So
very quickly, can I say I'd like to see Davis play Homeworld and Homeworld 2 so you can get pumped for Homeworld 3.
Why?
Maybe that's the context he's missing. Maybe that's the context he's missing from Homeworld 3 in development.
Oh my God. Homeworld is a good game, but man, it is quiet. It is so slow sometimes. Initially, it's just like, oh, Jesus. It's so like, no one would love to see that at all.
You. Scientific purposes, dog.
Scientific
so
purposes.
crazy.
You need to see that disgustingness.
Yeah, for science, exactly.
For science,
guys,
just to know.
Thank you for listening to episode number 96 of the CFG GameCast. I know we came a little bit late, but that is cool. We really appreciate the conversations. Yeah, I know, right? Well, no, I mean, I'm talking about the length of this podcast is going to be pretty long. But we'll be back again next week on Saturday for the next live feed of the CFG GameCast. If you missed what we were talking about this week, that's okay. You can always check us out on any podcast services Monday mornings. It comes out on podcast form on Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Spotify, basically all the podcast forms out there. You'll definitely do not have an excuse to miss our sexy voices. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, but we'll be back again. But if you definitely wanted to check out the full content that we do, check out our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to check out all the interviews and stuff that we did. I just actually yesterday did an interview with the director and founder, one of the co-founders of LA Comic Con, which was a really cool one with I think his name's Chris DeMolin. And he's told me what the plans are for the back end of bringing con season back this year. So it was actually a really cool episode. So definitely check it out. But guys, thank you so much for checking us out. We'll be back again next week. We'll be Smithy-less next week, but it will be okay. Well, this is Davis, Lex, and Smitty signing off. Y'all take it easy.
Bye.